Hey Misfits, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Shawnicorn, or Shawn of Shawnicorn Mindshift Coaching, and I am about to jump into a video, another part of my series called This Is What Healing Looks Like. And this is how trauma stole my health and healing brought it back. So earlier today I was out riding my motorcycle and I kept thinking it sounded louder than usual. I thought that it was making a new noise. Then I came home, came inside, and heard the fan in my house. And it froze because I could hear it. not in my right ear, out of my left. And for those that don't know, I have significant hearing loss in my left ear. I have for over 15 years now. I'm supposed to wear a hearing aid in that ear. I broke it. So all of a sudden, I can hear a whirring of the fan, the hum, like clear as day. And then it hit me. My motorcycle did not sound louder earlier. I'm hearing better. And I'm sitting here like half annoyed and half completely fucking amazed by being able to hear this fan, because I've not been able to hear sounds like this clearly in years. The ear that struggled to hear softer voices, especially women and children. The ear that made the world feel muffled. The ear that made me strain to understand people. And once I realized that, I went down a rabbit hole. Can hearing come back after hearing loss? Apparently, sometimes yes. For the last week or so, I've been putting moline in with what I smoke because I have asthma and it helps open me up and breathe easier. And I've noticed I can breathe deeper than I have in years. I'm less congested. I feel more open. Apparently, that includes my ears too. And then that got me thinking, what else in my life has changed? What else have I healed from, or what else have I healed from that I never thought I could? Because this isn't the first thing. It's just the latest thing. So I used to walk with a cane all the time, like unable to really get around upwise. Now I hike, I camp, I ride a motorcycle. I used to be almost 300 pounds, 298 to be precise. Now I'm around 165. I used to be diabetic. Now my A1C has been normal for years. I used to need corticosteroid injections, constant specialists, weekly chiropractic care, medication after medication after medication. I used to barely sleep. I used to barely function. I used to think there was something wrong with me, and maybe there never was. Maybe I was living in survival mode for so long that I did not realize how much trauma was stealing from me. Because trauma takes things. It takes your energy, your sleep, your breath, your joy, your stability, your health. Apparently for me, it even took some of my hearing. And as I heal, I keep getting pieces of myself back. I keep surprising myself. I never thought that I would hear this well again. I never thought that I would walk this well again. I never thought I would be this stable. Yeah, here I am. And I love this for me. Because I realize now I'm not just surviving anymore. I am fucking thriving. Yeah, I still have hard days. I still have moments where I feel blah, unmotivated, stuck. Yet, then something like this happens. I hear a fan. And suddenly I realize just how far I've come. This is what healing looks like. It's not perfect, not instant, not easy. It is slow. It is messy. It is hard as fucking hell. Do it anyway. And then one day, you hear something you've not heard in years. And you realize, holy shit, I did it. Because suddenly, instead of asking, what is wrong with me? I started asking, what happened to me? And when I looked at my life, honestly, the answer was a lot. A fuck ton, actually. I grew up in trauma. I lived through abuse. I spent years in a marriage that was hurting me in ways I did not fully understand until after I got out. I lived in survival mode for so long that I thought survival mode was my personality. Thought I was crazy. I wasn't. I was reacting to what had been done to me. And that is the difference. Because trauma doesn't make you weak. Trauma does not make you broken. Trauma changes your body. It changes your brain. It changes the way you sleep, the way you breathe, the way you move through the world. For years, I barely slept. Like, I thought I had horrible insomnia. And yes, I have struggled with insomnia since a little kid. Yet, living with my ex made it so much worse. I realize now that I did not feel safe enough to sleep. I would stay awake well until after he went to bed, hoping he'd already be asleep before I came in. I would sleep more during the day while he was at work because it was the only time my body felt safe enough to rest. Now I sleep like 7 to 9 hours a night. Every night. Every fucking night. For years, I thought I was just mentally ill. Meanwhile, I was on medication after medication after medication. Lithium, Wellbutrin, Klonopin, Ativan, Seroquel all day long because my anxiety was so high. Hydroxyzine on top of that because I was still anxious. I was trying to medicate a nervous system that was living in hell. No amount of medication can make someone feel safe while they're still being harmed. And this is not me saying medication is bad. Medication helped me survive. What I'm saying is that no one was looking at the full picture. No one was looking at my childhood. No one was looking at the abuse. No one was looking at the fact that I was living in constant fear, constant stress, constant hypervigilance. So of course my body was falling apart. Of course. What else could it do? I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. I was diabetic. I needed medication. I had a terrible back. I had constant neck and shoulder pain. I had asthma. I could barely walk without a cane. I got winded doing almost anything. I had to get corticosteroid injections every 6 months just to function. I saw specialists constantly, a cardiologist, an ENT, a chiropractor, like saw him every week, an acupuncturist, so many doctors because my body was screaming. And I do not believe that those things were imaginary. They were real. Trauma does not make your illnesses fake. It compounds them. Your body does not heal well when it's living in fear. Your body does not function the same when it's in survival mode. You can begin healing while you're still around the people hurting you. Yes, I did. It's hard as fuck. I started losing weight while I was still married. I started eating better. I started therapy. I started waking up. Yet it was hard as fuck. Because healing around people who hurt you is like trying to heal a wound while someone keeps reopening it. And then I got out. Because, oops. And little by little, my body started to change. I no longer needed the cane. One day I left it home by accident and realized, oh shit, I'm standing. I stopped needing so many medications. My A1C normalized. I am no longer diabetic. I can breathe. I can hike. I can camp. I ride a fucking motorcycle. I do not get winded walking around anymore. My pain is dramatically less. I do not need weekly chiropractic care anymore. I do not need those injections anymore. And now, after over 15 years of hearing loss in my left ear, I think that might be getting better too. I noticed that, with the hum of the fan and the whir of my motorcycle, I've been able to hear softer voices a little better. Things I've not clearly heard in years. And maybe some people will hear this and think I'm exaggerating, and I'm not. Healing my mind healed my body. Not overnight. Not magically. Not because I suddenly became positive enough. It took years. It took therapy. It took getting away from the people who were hurting me. It took learning that there was never anything wrong with me in the first place. I was surviving. This is what trauma can look like. And this is what healing can look like. You don't realize how much your body has been carrying until it finally has a chance to set some of it down. And if you're still in it, if you're still surviving, if your body feels heavy and exhausted and broken and impossible, please hear me when I say this. There may not be anything wrong with you. Your body may be responding exactly the way a body responds when it's lived through too much for too long. And healing is possible. It is hard as hell, yet it is possible. If this resonated with you, if you have lived this too, please like, comment, share. The reason that I make these videos is because so many people think that they're broken when really they've been surviving things that were breaking them. the more we talk about it, the more people realize they are not alone. I love you, Misfits. Take care.